Here we are, 4th of July, 2013. This is my melon patch. This right here is the 291 grafted Kent plant. It's doing all right. Probably far behind a lot of people though right now because I'm in the north, cooler temperatures. Here's my watermelon right now, just July 4th. There's the beast, the watermelon. We'll see how this thing progresses. Here's the other plants, the 255 Mitchell, the 221 Clements watermelon, and the 274 Kent from Sevierville, Tennessee. As you can see, I have weed barrier down so I'm not pulling weeds. Oh, and last but not least, a straggler over there, the 266 Neptune from Ohio. Weed barrier, drip tape. I walk on the board so I'm not walking on the root systems, crushing the roots. And this is my melon cage. I got the deer fence up, keep the deer out, woodchucks at bay, slow them down. And this is the melon cave. We're going to go into the melon cave. I call it the Kin Cave 1. This is where I grow my giant pumpkins. It's where I grew the 1478 last year, using several products, but I did use Cushy Kush from Advanced Nutrients. Right now, as you can see, some of these leaves out here past the pumpkin are they look a little yearning because the pumpkin is taking what it needs. There's a pumpkin 15 days old. I've named it Dolly. And they say the pumpkin will take what it wants and the plant will suffer if there's anything lacking. Well, I'm going to see to it that there's nothing lacking from here on out. I did have a tissue test done a short time ago, and my soil evidently was a little deficient this spring in nitrogen, so I've had to boost that up with a little bit of urea. But here's the pumpkin. There's Dolly from Sevierville, Tennessee. She's starting to show her rib lines. She's going to be a beast. There's the stem. We got her all laid out on a pad here with sand so it's not going to rot. This is what it got for dinner tonight. It got some carbo load, it got overdrive, and it got rhino skin, and some micro. And not shown here, I threw in a liter of bud igniter. That's what it got for dinner tonight. I wanted to give it some micronutrients. I wanted to give it some potassium silica there, and the rhino skin to thicken up the cell walls. The overdrive, I was looking for a little bit of potassium and phosphorus, just a touch of nitrogen there. And the sugars, the carbo load. Make sure she's got her carbs. So here's the plant, the 1067 Kent from Sevierville, Tennessee. And the pumpkin's named Dolly after Dolly Parton from Sevierville, Tennessee. Then over here we come to our next plant. This is the 1495 Stelts. You see over there, that's a stump cover. We put a cover over the stumps, keep the stump dry so we don't have any issues with foaming stumps. Over here, the plants are starting to grow out. They're going to fill this rest of this area up here. Probably in the next 10 days they should fill this up. Here's my 1495 Stelts. Maybe softball size. Looks like it took. It's shiny. It's looking alright. Here's my backup Stelts. About the size of a golf ball maybe, a little bigger. And there's the Stelts plant. And down here we have the 2009 Wallace World Record seed. And here's the pumpkin I pollinated a few days ago. Almost a softball, not quite. Got a nice long stem on her. That's a beautiful stem. It'll have lots of room to adjust that baby. We keep them shaded so the sun doesn't toughen up the skin, doesn't ripen them. The sun ripens everything. We don't want them to ripen. Alright, here's my 5.5 pound Mega Marv tomato plant on July 4th. Today's July 4th, 2013, if I haven't already said that. There's a nice looking blossom right there. I'm going to hit this with some bud igniter and iguana juice here. I'm going to mix it up by hand and hand water all 11 tomato plants with this. But this was a chosen plant that got to be inside the screen house where it will not have to battle 98% of the insects. This is a screen that lets the rain and air through, but not the bugs. It'll keep aphids out, thrips. Little tiny buggers can't get in here. We do get a few bugs, but not a lot. You look at these green leaves, believe it or not, they're just greening up good. And they're starting to take off. I think it's a pretty healthy looking plant. Here we have the main vine. The main vine grows back to that stump there, and it grows out. We call this a Christmas tree pattern. These are all the 2009 leaves you're looking at. The 2009 meets the 1495 Stelts over here. So this, what I'm scanning now, is all one plant. This is all one plant going to feed that pumpkin under that blue roof. Alright, so I'll give you an idea if you're a newbie to this. So these are considered small plants. They're only going to be about 550, maybe 600 feet of plant, feeding one pumpkin. Some people believe you need a 700 or 800 square foot plant. Personally, I don't think so. If everything's rocking, I think 550 will do the job. Well, we'll find out. All right. And there's not Spider-Man. Spider-Man, he's here to intimidate the bugs that do manage to get in here. He's my intimidator. All right, well, signing off. Talk to you later. We'll see what Dolly looks like here in a couple of weeks.